Okay, we're back. So this XY thing, it's just saying that the X direction is going along the fretboard. We're not going to stay very long on the X and Y stuff because it's too simple. It's not a coordinate thing. Now, when guitarists use fret numbers and string numbers, that is a coordinate system. But I'm just speaking in general, going up the guitar neck. Okay, so this would be that E there, over here on the left, going up the guitar neck, you know. That's increasing X. And going up the strings, let's take it from the magic fret, which would be the A note. This is going up in the Y direction. That's all that says. So let's move along in charts because we got some great charts to cover. So here I have that same concept explained. You know, where we got the increasing Y and increasing X. And this is, we gotta make sure we got see what chart we're doing, because magic circle, round up, putting it all together, okay. So again, this is your S3L, this is your S2L. We're gonna assign a letter number, a letter to each of the strings, if you will, in the two building block patterns. These are the basic building block patterns. Like, no matter what key you're in, you could start it. Any of those patterns that you start on any of those strings, you just continue it up and go through the tuning warp, and you can take the pattern through the tuning warp. So, you know, that's the way that works. Additionally, so you see how these patterns stack up here. You got your 3 there, 3 there, 7 there, 3 there, 7 there, and then to the 3 is a repeat of it, right? So this the particular chart here covers all bases, all possibilities. So from 3 to 3 to 7 to 7, every one of the stacks, as long as you're not on the open strings, where we would have to get involved with this situation right here. This is like at the open string. So let's say 5 is the bottom string. So if E is if your low E is that note, then what key would that be? E is the 5th of A. So in the key of A, this is the situation we'd see. So because you can't get the other, you can't get these guys, key A would start as E is the 5th, right? If this is E is the 5th, okay, that's the low E note. We can't get these guys. They aren't there. They're below the capo or the fret nut. So, you know, with the exception of that situation where then we get into this long pattern here, and we'll just play it right into the next short pattern. So it's just like coins in a machine. They kind of jingle along until they find the right size, and then in they go, and you get your drink. Aside from that, and the pattern can be played, of course, anywhere on the fretboard. You can play that to your heart's content. Okay, so we're recording. So aside from just the open fret zone, this pattern stack monstrosity works for the key of F and on. A little more playing might be helpful. So this is the key of F here. E-shaped F. That's B flat, E-shaped F. To play that E-shaped pentatonic, we're going to start on the root. The root would be right there. We've got the 7 because that low E becomes the 7th of F. So we got it. So right there, that D minor, that's the relative 6th of F. Here's a little pattern you can do: F, D minor to B flat. You know, and over that you could just play the that E-shaped F. Well, I hit a bad note there. B natural isn't part of there. But anyway, so that is the part of this chart. The magic of what's going on here isn't, like I say, that's an older technique that I was just discussing. We digressed here on the usage of this chart. Is about 90% of everything you could play of the fretboard. So that's not bad, right? Each one of these fragments of 3 notes or 2 notes on the 5/6 gets its own cage letter assignment because if we look at the bottom string here, and I also want you to start on this 3, an octave up. You see an accidental in between that 3, 4, 5. So each of these is surrounded by an accidental. Let's jump up to today's chart. Alright, so here's today's chart. We skipped about 6 charts, but believe me, I got it up here. Each one of these string fragments here that are unique, and these are part of the S2L and S3L. We don't have to remember them as entire patterns now. We're going to look at each and every individual string and say that these string assignments cover 95% of the key of the fretboard, because 11/12ths, we want to look at 11/12ths. Let's look at 11/12ths. We'll bring up the little calculator here. Okay, and it's 11 divided by 12. All right, equals 92%. That's 11 keys out of 12. 92% of the fretboard you can play by knowing these string patterns. All right, I'm kind of losing my voice, and that's not a good thing. So I'm going to use some water, like I see them doing on the internet when they lose their voice. Okay, so what we got here is bottom strings here. If we look at each of the progressions as a bottom string, this isn't caged now. This is magic circle. And magic circle is over here. It goes C, E, A, D, and G. The thing about the magic circle, increasing, it goes in fourths. I can tell that because of the diminished fourth between C and E. The string circle goes in fifths with an augmented fifth between E and C. So the fifth of E is B, but if you augment that fifth, you get C. With the magic